A former governor of an oil-rich state, our guest today has made a huge contribution to the field of medicine before his foray into politics. He's a grassroots politician who believes strongly in the family institution, and you'll meet him after this break. This is the Sunday Interview. I'm Jokeli Jadu. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Our guest today is first a medical doctor and politician. He was former Delta State Commissioner for Health, former secretary to the Delta State government, and former governor of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan. Did I get the names correctly? Or did I try?
You tried.
You're welcome to the program. So I'm going to start like this. What defines you as a person?
Well, I'm just a simple person. Simple in the sense that I had a very humble beginning, growing up in the village with my grandmother, where there was no lights, there was no pipe-borne water. Of course, the only semblance of civilization was a primary school built by Awolowo. Then later, the Baptist church came in. So that was the only semblance of civilization.
So who were your earliest influences, people that you would say that as a child, molded you and have formed the man that you've now become?
Primarily my grandmother, because I grew up with her. And a very small village. She was like the mother of the village. A disciplinarian to the core. She had a way of using the carrot and the stick. Okay, she could, you can pet you, but and talk to you, but if you don't listen, then she had this long stick. It was so long that no matter where you are,
you will just get
least it must get you once before you can run away, if you have to run away. So she was the one that actually molded me.
So growing up, did you have any kind of funny nicknames people used to call you in school, primary school, secondary school, university?
It was the secondary school that I had a name, and my classmates still call me to today. They gave me the name Giant.
Oh, really? Okay, that's very ironic. That was very ironic.
Very ironic because I think there was only one person I was taller than in my class. I was about the smallest, not in age but in size. So I had the classmate who was quite big. So she looked at me one day, and he looked at me one day and just said Giant. So that was how I was called, even till today.
All right, so away from everything that you do, how do you relax? How do you just get away?
Well, my best form of realization is tennis. I'm very passionate about tennis. I played it in school, played it at a competitive level while in school.
Nice.
But after school, I just took it up as a hobby. When I was working in Delta State Company, I was the captain of the tennis club, that kind of. So it's something I still do today, except maybe if I have injury.
Okay.
And it was something that helped me in office, because when I was commissioner, SSG, and governor. Those are positions that were quite stressful. But when I enter the court, sometimes I spend 2-3 hours in the court.
Wow.
And it's like depositing all the stress, inside the court.
Yeah.
So by the time I come out, the effect is so...
You feel very light.
Yes, it's so wonderful. When I play tennis, for the first 2-3 days after tennis, if I don't play again, you can hardly annoy me.
So aside tennis, is there any other kind of sports you like? Do you like football? Do you watch football?
I watch football. I also play football. I watch football a lot. I watch football a lot.
Do you have any team you support?
Warri Wolves.
Ah, that's nice. That's
of
nice.
course, for the European area.
Premier League?
Premier League. I'm an Arsenal fan.
Oh, okay.
And then the La Liga, that's the Spanish one.
Yeah, the Spanish League.
I follow Real Madrid.
Wow, nice. Nice. All right, so movies, do you watch movies? Do you like movies?
African Magic.
Okay, which one? Igbo, Yoruba?
No. The English one, but the epic ones.
Epic, yeah. So you've been married 30 years this year, right? So would you describe yourself as, fairly romantic, absolutely romantic?
It's my wife that can say that.
But I'm sure she must have mentioned it to you once or twice.
Well, maybe when you see her, you can ask her. She can answer that properly.
All right, so 30 years of marriage. Tell me one lesson you would say you've learned, one essential lesson that you would say marriage has taught you.
No, marriage has taught me to be patient and tolerant. And I think that is the lesson. Anybody who can cross 20, 25 years in marriage will tell you that you have to be patient and tolerant. There's no marriage that you can have it smooth all the time. Through. Sometimes you have a dip, sometimes it peaks and all that.
So what informed your choice of medicine as a startup career?
My father.
Your father? How did that come about?
Yeah. Then parents used to influence your choice of what you do, or what you did. They wanted doctor, engineer, lawyer. When the man is a lawyer, you always want a lawyer in the family. Anyway, my father was a policeman, but somehow I was so interested in my being a medical doctor, and also with my uncle, whom I later stayed with. They were interested in my being. So when I was in school, I actually wanted to be an accountant, but in my choice of subjects for higher school, my father made sure through the principal that I chose science subjects, physics, chemistry, biology. Unfortunately for me, I was doing well in those subjects. I wish I wasn't doing well.
So you would have just done accounting?
I would have just done courses that would lead me to accounting. But I was doing well. So when I finished, I still went to, that time they call it article. You just go to a professional accounting firm. Okay. And you start working with them, you start doing professional exams.
Oh, really?
So when I finished school, I went to one. It took me, I started working with them. So when my admission came to read medicine, because I applied for medicine school in the university, I wasn't around. They were looking for me, but I didn't know where I was. But somehow they discovered where I was, and they just came and bundled me from there. That's how. So he actually was responsible for my admission. But right now, looking back now, I don't regret it. Because I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed medical practice.
So how did the move from medicine into politics, how did it go?
I would say I was an armchair critic as a medical doctor. In the hospital, I used to criticize government a lot. I ended up doing anesthesia. So in the theater, when the surgery is operating, because we discuss a lot inside the theater, we discuss government activity. I used to contribute a lot in criticizing government. But the person who dragged me into politics, I would say, as Chief James Ibori, my predecessor in office. Because he had come then when I was practicing, wanted to go to House of Rep. So I started going around with him, and I gave him some advice, which turned out to be true. So somehow he trusted me. When he came back second time, wanted to be governor, he trusted me, he still dragged me along. So I worked with me. So it was more really that influenced me into politics.
Do you still practice medicine?
No.
Do you miss practicing?
I do. I do.
So tell me, what was the most defining moment for you as a governor of Delta State?
There were very many defining moments, you know. Now, my becoming a governor really was something that took a lot of people by surprise. Why? Because I'm an Ishakiri man, you know. Small ethnic group in Delta. Shakiri had just had crisis with Ijo, a bigger ethnic group, and of course Urobo, the biggest ethnic group. And a lot of people wondered how an Ishakiri man can get votes from Ijo and can get votes from Urobo. So it's even some Ishakiri people, a lot of Ishakiri people did not believe that it could happen, you know. But I had my own strengths, you know, which I tried to market. I won the primaries, won the main election, and became a governor. I would say that the day I was sworn in, you know, for me it was very emotional, because it's not something I thought I would be. It's not something I planned for. God was just leading me from one step and bringing people, James Ibori, Obasanjo, and all that, to elevate me to that position. There were a lot of experiences while in office. Now, when you take office as a governor, especially at the time there was a lot of crisis in Niger Delta.
Niger Delta, yeah.
It had started before James Ibori became governor as it's an ethnic crisis. He managed it, you know, very well too. So the inter-ethnic issues were better resolved in his time, but there was still militancy that continued while I was governor. And like I said, you were, at that time it was like a suicide mission. You know. So I went into office headlong, you know, ready to, knowing at the back of my mind that I had a suicide mission. So with that, I had no inhibition on how far I could go in trying to settle the militancy issues, including going to the creeks at night, you know, to talk with some of the militants, including sitting with some of the militants in a room in the creeks, all of the holy AK-47, and me sitting in their middle, yes, with these chains of bullets around them, sitting in their middle, talking to them, you know. Engagement, that had to be an engagement process. And of course, one of the cases on my way back, I was almost shot by the military in the river because they couldn't identify me. In the boat,
aside the militants. Wow.
In the boat. So those are moments, critical moments, while in office. And what I keep telling people is that people see the glamour of the office. That's what you see. Oh, the man has a convoy, he has immunity, is flying here and there. They don't see the pain. There's a lot of pain in holding a public office. And one of the pains I had to bear was that I was so restricted that the usual booker that I used to go to, I couldn't confidently go. I had a place in Warri where I used to eat starch and banga soup. You know? I tried it twice.
And
it wasn't funny, of course, because it was close to the market. So the place, people just crowded the place. Especially these young boys, they just crowded the place. So things you could do, you no longer had a private life. Those are pains too in the office.
Well, we'll go on a short break, and when we come back, we'll still be speaking with the former governor of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan. Stay with us. Welcome back. We've spent the last couple of minutes getting into the world of a medical doctor, politician, and former governor of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan. Thanks for staying with us.
Thank you.
So, before we went on that break, you talked about, the things you hated most about being a governor. Tell me what some of the things you liked most about being a governor.
Well, there's being a governor, there's power and authority, you could exercise some power, when you see things going wrong, you see people misbehaving, as the governor, you can calm them down, and when they see you, they behave. Like people who drive on the wrong way, they drive against the traffic.
The road, yeah.
I used to apprehend some of the road because sometimes I used to drive myself. So those kind of things. But now when I see them driving, on the wrong way, it's difficult for me to.
Helpless.
Yes, almost helpless. So that kind of power and authority, and of course, when you do some projects, you see a road that was bad, you do the project, the road becomes good, you're passing through the road, you have a good feeling. You get to some schools that were very bad, and you've done them, you enter the classroom, you have a good feeling. Those kind of things, they give you a good feeling.
And do you miss being governor? Would you say you miss?
Not really. Yeah, sometimes you miss it, but
considering the fact that you cannot eat your banga.
It's first of all, as you go in, just have at the back of your mind that it's not a position you'll be forever. I think some people make the mistake that when they take positions, they behave as if they will be there forever. No, you have a tenure. It's only kings, maybe, that
will be there,
that will just be there forever. But as a governor, as a president, as a legislator, you have a tenure. And when your tenure finishes, you leave. So once you have that at the back of your mind, and you carry that on, when you leave, you might not miss it. It doesn't mean that you don't miss some things. You miss some things.
It's more like a mixed feeling.
Yes. But for me, I was happier when I left. Because first of all, I think I was getting tired. I had been in government continuously for 16 years. Of course, we hardly go on leave and all that. You hardly have time for yourself. So I'd been there for 16 years, and I thought I needed some moments of respite to deal with my health, my psyche, and adjust to my family. Because there's no doubt that the family actually suffers when you're in government. So to be closer to my family and all that.
So what would you say was your greatest challenge as a governor or as a politician? What's your greatest challenge?
The greatest challenge is the human beings that you're managing. There are two sets of human beings. There's the ones around you. Okay, I would say three. There's the ones around you. Then the ones that are in the same party with you. And of course, the general citizens that you're managing. Because the essence of government is to make people happy. Is to give them satisfaction. Now the challenge is, how do you go about giving them satisfaction? How do you go about making them happy? And so all your programs and projects must be geared towards making the people happy.
So, since 2015, you seem to have taken a back seat. Is that retirement from politics, or is just like a timeout?
It's a timeout, not retirement. In fact, okay. I'm almost fully back.
Oh, that's nice.
I believe that when you leave an office, just pull back as much as possible. If the person then needs you, it's okay. then if he doesn't need you, stay. Stay away. Don't try to control the office you have left from the back door. That's what causes a lot of conflicts between the old and new. So I tried as much as possible to stay away.
Now let's talk about some of the legacies that you left. When you finished your tenure as the governor, I know that, when you took office in 2007, that was the time that, the tension in the Niger Delta was almost at a peak. But during, in that 8 years you were in office, amnesty came and, your people were able to, get at least some respite from all the problems that had engulfed the area. Now, would you say that, that was part of one of the things you worked for while you were in office?
So when you talk about legacy, there are intangible things that people do not see. People do not appreciate the extent of peace and security until there's insecurity, as you are here now, you don't appreciate the peace of this place until maybe armed robbers come in and start harassing the family and all that. So we did a lot to ensure that we handed over a state that was most secure. Apart from the Niger Delta one, on the political side, because one of the things that can create a lot of insecurity is politics. I also tried to ensure that we had a peaceful political environment in Delta, and I left it at that. I tried to ensure that there was no violence in most of our elections, both at the local government and at the state level, ensuring a peaceful election. Now,
at some point, you were rumored to have moved to the APC. Are you still with the PDP?
You say rumor. So if it's rumor, leave it at that. It was rumor.
Because I was okay. Now this is my question. Many Nigerians feel like the PDP has not been able to provide, viable opposition for the APC.
It is true.
And people thought that, if they get a new ESCO, this would change. But the internal wranglings does not seem to have abated. Do you think that, ahead of 2019, the PDP can provide that which the APC provided in 2015?
Well, let me say that what has been happening to PDP since 2015 is unfortunate. The exit of PDP from government in 2015 was avoidable. Was avoidable. It should not have happened if people listen to advice, especially from our elders. It should not have happened. But by the time the main actors realized it, it was too late. So there was so much frenzy to try and correct it, but it was too late. And APC had taken roots, had taken ground in Nigeria and even in the international community. APC had taken, and of course that really gave PDP a very bad image. But PDP could not recover, after that. And of course, in trying to build the leadership, made the mistake of bringing somebody who had never been in PDP as a chairman, Ahmadu Sharif. And of course, we saw what happened. That gave certain other crises that went to court, from one court, or to Supreme Court, fortunately decided in the generality of the favor of PDP members. And we're quite happy. And we're hoping that holding the National Convention will get it right. But the fallout of the convention has not been very good. Still a lot of grumblings. There's supposed to be a team or teams that are going around, try to pacify people, try to do reconciliation, but I don't think they are achieving anything. Reconciliation is not achieving anything. So the party, is still not where it should be as an opposition party that can take over government. There was so much hope. So except certain things happen between an election, I don't see the PDP being able to wrestle government from APC.
So in that light, will you still be sticking with the PDP of today?
Yeah, those are decisions that it's not me alone that can take it. I belong to a political family, quite a big family, which we have built over the years, over 18 years. And it's to take the family to take the decision of where we'll be.
All right, now let me make a prophet now, and let's see into the 2019 future. What do you see happening in the political landscape of Nigeria, ahead of the election in 2019?
Well, I know that at least from what we are reading, the president wants to contest, wants to come back for re-election, which he has the right to. I'm sure, almost 95% sure that he will contest the election. Let me tell you why I'm sure. Even he as a person, decides that he doesn't want to contest. The people around him, you know, I tell people that it's difficult to say you want to do one tenure. Because the seat you are in, or you are taking over, or the seat you are taking over, either as a president or as a governor, it's not just for you alone. As a governor, for instance, if I had decided in my first term that I wasn't going to go again,
had enough.
It will not be possible because your family want you to go. Your driver, who is known around where he stays as the governor's driver, wants to remain the governor's driver. So he doesn't want to go. So Audley, who is known around where he stays, oh, this is Governor's Audley. He doesn't want you to go. So there are a lot of people, even your cook. A
lot of forces.
You know, your cook, your immediate staff. None of them want you to leave because there's a perk of the office they're also enjoying. So the office is not just for you alone. And that's why I keep telling people that even if the president, in his heart of heart, says he doesn't want to go, just people around him will not allow him to go because they are also part of the presidency. So I just think people should just not say, oh, president will not run again. I see him running again, you know. And if he's running again, there's the advantage of incumbency in office that will be on his side.
All right, now as we round off to a close, let me ask you one thing that you know about yourself that a lot of people do not know, but you would like to share with them. One thing.
Are you sure I want to share it with them? If I wanted to share it with them, they would have known.
By now.
Yeah.
But there must be one thing. I could just share this one. It's really not.
Maybe it's my type of food, kind of food I like. I like local food a lot. So many people don't know that. That's the only one. I've talked about my grade up in my humble beginning.
And you like bread, so?
Bread. Oh, yes. Bread and stew.
All right, thank you very much for coming on the program. We have been speaking with a politician, medical doctor, and former governor of Delta State, Dr. Emmanuel Uduaghan. Of course, he's been letting us into his world. Thank you again for coming on the program.
Thank you.
And thank you, viewers, for watching the program. Remember, you can keep up with us by sending your mails to the Sunday interview at tvcnews.tv. We'll be waiting to hear from you. Thanks again for watching. I'm Jokeli Jaja. Bye for now.